next person, right,
is David, and we're going to San Diego.
awesome. Okay.
I know, didn't you and I drove to San Diego? I think for the last travel show, wasn't the last travel show that we actually could go to in person in San Diego that we went to, or was it LA after that? I don't remember the
I
order
don't remember.
now.
It was one of the years that maybe we couldn't go to the LA one, so we chose to go to San Diego instead. I don't remember the details, and because I think we've only been to one in each place together, if I remember correctly.
Right.
We went to San Diego one together. We drove down there, and then we um, did the LA one here locally. But yeah, I mean, I've been to San Diego a number of times. It's a great place, but I'm not a
I wouldn't consider myself like an expert on it. I mean,
no, and it's funny
but
because
it
it's
seems
so
like such a
close.
neat city. I mean, it's close. There was some beaches, if I remember. I mean, I loved some of the old buildings in the kind of refurbished district where they've got restaurants. I remember at night it was pretty lively there, but just the architecture was really unexpected, I guess.
Yeah, there's like that old town kind of
It's kind of like
area.
an old town
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's called the Gaslight Lamp District, right? Is that what it
Yes.
is?
Thank you.
There
Yes.
we go.
Yep.
Yeah. And then going out to Coronado
Can,
Island is also another like treat to take that
oh,
big bridge
right.
across. And that's a little place in itself with a resort. And
Oh, yeah. And I remember one of the first times I went to California, I wanted to go to the Hotel Coronado because they
yeah.
filmed that Marilyn Monroe movie there. And I don't know why growing up, I was like that funny one with where the two guys dress up
Oh,
as
yeah, that
women
one.
or Some Like It Hot.
Something Like It Hot. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got them on the beach. And I guess when they were making the film, even though they were capable of doing it in color, they said because they look so garish trying to make them look like women, they're like, if we do it in black and white, it'll look more believable or something. It was something about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You know, and that I've been to that hotel a couple of times, and it's got this sort of like old Hollywood. It's funny you mentioned Marilyn Monroe. It has this old Hollywood feel to it. You know, it's got this 1920s,
yeah,
30s.
It really does.
Not really Art Deco, but kind of. You know what I'm talking about?
Similar, yeah.
It definitely has
gotten to stay over there overnight because I think it was kind of pricey then, and it's probably still pricey now.
And it's pricey. I know I stayed for work things once, so that was a treat to get to stay there. And I've eaten lunch there a couple of times, just like you. It's like one of those like, ooh, I want to go look.
Yeah, right. I know. I just wanted to walk through the halls and go out on the beach because that movie shows off that hotel in a lot of the scenes. That the whole movie takes place primarily there, besides the train scenes. They're outside the hotel, and then they like run back into the rooms and they're trying to, crazy.
It's crazy. I think that's one of the first places where I saw like a pool cabana in real life, where they had like the little, because it's very resorty, right? Like it's very upper class resorty feeling. Yeah, you feel really glamorous just walking the halls.
I know, you do. Yeah. It's very cool.
All right.
Well, should we let Mark, is he in?
It's David is here. Yeah, it looks like he's here. So we'll get started, and we don't want to make him wait, but yay. Perfect. All right, welcome everybody. Today we're talking with David, who would love to speak fluent French, but would like to live in Hong Kong for a year if he could. He has over 1,000 movie posters, once ate frog fat soup in China, and met Robert Redford, likely not on the same day. David's travel tip is anyone who has never missed a flight is wasting a lot of time in airports. So today, David's talking to us or taking us to San Diego. So welcome, David. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. The timer is starting, so we've got 7 minutes. So what originally brought you to San Diego? And are you joining us from San Diego today?
I am joining you from San Diego. I'm joining you from my backyard, actually. Nice. And what brought me to San Diego was, my parents had me. They were students in Rome just before I was born, and I was conceived there. I was almost born in Rome, and so I consider myself an honorary Roman. But in truth, I am a San Diegan, actually a third-generation San Diegan. My mother lives in the house she was born in.
Wow, that's a rarity.
It's a real.
That's quite amazing. And so let me just ask where you would tell, if you've lived in San Diego all your life, I was a first timer going to San Diego, where would you suggest someone to go? Where's the first place you'd say to hit?
Oh, Well, there's so many places. You know, many people look to us for our beaches, of course, and we do have lovely beaches. But you know, I think one of the most special things in San Diego is Balboa Park. Balboa Park is the largest urban cultural park in the country. I think it is. And it's got 16, 17 museums. It's got the San Diego Zoo, and it's got at least 8 or 9 really wonderful gardens, each of them with its own theme. So there's a rose garden, there's a desert garden, there's a palm garden. And so, you know, the zoo alone can take you a full day to tour. You can add another day and spend the whole weekend there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's great. So what are some of the local spots that are kind of secret gems that a first timer may not discover?
Well, the San Diego Zoo is certainly a favorite among San Diegans. It's the place that we take our friends and family. And the sister park to the San Diego Zoo is the San Diego Safari Park, which is located about 30 miles north of San Diego, of downtown San Diego. A lot of visitors miss it, but it's really special. It's a very large facility where a lot of animals are allowed to roam in enclosures that are, you know, 10, 15 acres in size. So you get multiple species in one environment. In addition to Balboa Park, I think that taking in our wonderful coastal environment is really essential. San Diego Bay is a beautiful natural harbor. And one of the things that you can do there that I think is terrific is you can go for a day sail on a authentic America Cup boat. So it's one of the yachts that Dennis Conner used in the America's Cup back in the 90s, and it's available for day sails. You can charter it if you want, but you can also go out for a day sail and take the wheel. And it's really an exciting way to see the bay.
Oh, I didn't know that, David.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing. I'm a big fan of the boat, so that's awesome.
Oh,
and if people want to meet local San Diegans, where would you tell them to go to meet people and interact with the locals, like the people that live there?
Sure. Well, San Diego's famous for its brew pubs. We have, I don't know what the count is now post-pandemic, assuming we're coming out of this, but pre-pandemic, we had over 150 breweries in San Diego.
Wow.
And dozens of them are brew pubs. And that's a great place to meet San Diegans. We're always there. Another place to meet San Diegans is down in Mission Beach along the boardwalk. We have a wonderful cement boardwalk that follows the sand between Pacific Beach and Mission Beach. And you get a lot of very colorful characters, but they're there year round. In the summer, it's a zoo, but it's a lot of fun. San Diego is a place where a lot of people have one foot on both sides of the border. The Tijuana border the Tijuana border crossing is just 16 miles south of downtown San Diego. And there's people who live on one side, work on the other. They went to school on one side, they live on the other. It's a really, it's the busiest land border crossing in the world. And people really do have a stake in both sides. So I think also visiting Tijuana and seeing what the scene is down there is well worth doing. Take a taco tour or explore the art galleries, or take a trip down to the Guadalupe Valley, which is just outside Tijuana, which is the home to Mexico's finest wine. And some of it is really quite good.
Amazing. I love that suggestion to cross the border when you're there.
Right. Yeah. Those are some really good suggestions. So do you have some favorite places to take some amazing photos in San Diego?
Well, I think, you know, our kind of our trademark view is probably from Cabrillo National Monument, which is sits at the end of the peninsula, which wraps San Diego Bay, and it overlooks downtown. And in the background, 50, 60 miles inland, you've got the mountains that surround that make up the eastern part of our county. Another place that I think is really terrific is the Torrey Pines Glider Port. And it sits about 400 feet above sea level on a bluff overlooking a beach just north of La Jolla. And this is the glider port where Charles Lindbergh first learned trained to fly gliders. And as you know, Charles Lindbergh went on to be the first person to fly across the Atlantic. But one of the things you can do there is you can take a flight with a licensed glider pilot and sit in the seat right in front of him or her. And it's like a 25, 35-minute ride for about $150. It is one of the most thrilling things you can do because you're sitting there flying back and forth along the cliff.
Oh my God.
Even if you don't do that, because yeah, it's a little bit daring, but even if you don't do that, it's really fun to go up there and watch them.
Yeah. I'm always looking. That's a great tip, David, because I'm always looking for how to get up high to see the location from a different vantage point. And
sure,
that's a perfect place
to do that is to go to the California Tower in Balboa Park. It's a tower that's at the entrance to Balboa Park and has a really nice view, not just of the park, but the surrounding neighborhoods and downtown and on into San Diego Bay. It's a terrific view. Fantastic. And that's actually a relatively recent thing that's opened. It's been closed for many, many years for earthquake restoration. And so it's only in the last 2 or 3 years that it's been open to the public for climbing.
Yeah. Oh, that's another great one. Those are
good.
Yeah, when you want to see, you're down there, sometimes you're in the mix of all of that, and it's so nice to like rise above it and see kind of where you are and orientate yourself. So that's great. I know we have just a couple of seconds left, so I'm going to ask you about the food. Tell me about where to go and what's some of the best food. You mentioned taco tourism, you sold me there. So
yeah.
Food is ubiquitous in San Diego. It is. I mean, you can inject it in our veins. We love it. And probably if there was a local food in San Diego, the humble fish taco would probably be it. But Little Italy is a great place. It's a small community outside of downtown that is overflowing with really wonderful restaurants. It's very busy, but some of them are really strong contenders for some of the best restaurants in San Diego. Another place to go is there's a series of Asian restaurants on Convoy Street. It's a relatively small area, but there's dozens of restaurants there, Vietnamese, Thai, Korean, you name it.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh, so many great tips.
Yes.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Show us the book really quick, David. David's the author of the book.
100 to do in San Diego before you die.
Right, there you go.
But isn't that perfect for coming out of the pandemic?
Yeah,
and it's available at my website, which is 100sandiego.com.
Right, and we'll share all those in our show notes as well. So that is our quick 7 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us, David, from beautiful San Diego, where the weather is wonderful so many days of the year. And Cindy and I have a new Patreon channel, so if you want to continue to see great content, you want to see more content, please check us out there. That link is in the details below as well. And travel with us through real stories from real people. Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
Sure, thank you.